Dobro jutro. Good morning, dear ladies and gentlemen, dear visitors of our capital, Ljubljana. Welcome in our program called Ljubljana for You, which is a program of Ljubljana TV. We local guides, we always like you to be active in Ljubljana, to visit our sites, to visit some cultural events, and maybe even to go for a few hours out of the capital, to the suburbs. Tonight, we invite you to two cultural events. First one is in Nebotičnik, in Skyscraper, namely at 6 o'clock tonight. There will be a short course of salsa. My colleagues in the program before, they already invited locals. So this is a perfect possibility for you to mingle with us and maybe to learn some steps of this popular dance. The next event that we are inviting you is a concert, jazz concert in the library of Bežigrad. It's held by a local, quite a popular group called Be Jazzy, and it's going to be tonight at 8 o'clock. Maybe you see that behind us, through those windows, there are a few drops of rain. It's not so rainy as it was during the night. However, it still is. It's still pretty wet. So we do suggest you to put boots on like we do, local guides, and discover the city also in a rainy day. Most probably, after an hour or so, you will be already fed up with this. And that's why we invited in our studio today Marko. Dobro jutro, Marko.
Dobro jutro. Good morning.
Kako si, Marko?
Really good, thank you. How are you?
So, few words already in Slovenian, we said, we have to learn. Hvala, that means thank you for coming into our studio. Marko, why do we suggest visitors to visit your activity in rainy days or maybe in hot days as well?
Yeah, my name is Marko. I'm coming from the escape room Mind Maze. At the beginning, I would just say what actually this is. It's an interactive game where we lock like 2 to 5 people in a thematic room.
Okay, Marko,
Yes.
so that is one of the tricky parts, escape room. So first we are locked somewhere and then we have to figure out how to escape from this room.
Yes, we can say it like this, yeah.
Okay, so your activity, it's actually in the city center. The other day we invited Mrs. Maria. She repairs umbrellas on Trubar Street, and this is also the street where your activity is.
Yeah, actually we're like 30 meters from the this shop,
Maria's
what you
shop,
said,
yeah.
yes.
So you said that the main idea was to be locked and then how to figure out to come out of this room. You have 2 thematic rooms, as far as I remember.
Yes. So to get, I would just say at the beginning, to get out, to escape from the room, it's like you need a good team. You need a team of your friends or work colleagues. To get out, you need to solve some puzzles. You need to think logically. And the most important part is having fun. And yeah, we have 2 rooms, what you said. They're both connected to Ljubljana. One is called the Alchemist Chamber. It's a mystical one. You go into 16th century, and to escape, you need to find the golden egg of Ljubljana dragon.
It's not so simple one, because I remember once we went tourist guides, and we had quite a lot of problems. We became even hungry before we came out.
Normally, yeah, people are thinking before they get in that it's going to be super easy, but it's not. And even when team is inside, the game master is watching them through the cameras. They help them with hints because it's needed to get
needed,
out.
yeah. So you bring us back in 16th century, but that doesn't mean 16th century of Ljubljana, but generally the sense of that period.
Yeah, and also for any of the rooms, you don't need any knowledge about anything, not about Ljubljana, so it's also really good for tourists and everyone.
And that's why we local guys thought that we will escape pretty quickly because we know something about those periods, but that didn't help us at all.
I can imagine, yeah.
Actually, it would be better that we would forget about those facts and we would just enter free, yeah. I also remember that was not just one room, but we went also to the other one. So it's a kind of a connection, or
this should be a small secret. So
okay,
we'll leave that one.
We won't
but
tell them.
And yeah, the other room, it's called the occupied Ljubljana room.
Yes.
You go into year 1943 when Ljubljana was occupied with the barbed wire. You start in a jail, and from this jail you need to escape to the military office, and there you need to find a map of the city. We can also see some video.
Yeah,
in
these
behind.
guys are already quite happy, no? So because
They
they
escaped
already
from
they
the jail,
escaped
so-
already. Yes. So this is that what you mentioned, the first one, no?
This is a video of a mixture of both. So
Of both. Oh yeah,
yes.
you're right. Because it's
Later we'll
also
see just from each separate
yeah,
room.
occupied Ljubljana you mentioned. Maybe we should tell that in Ljubljana in the Second World War was occupied by fascists, and there was a barbed wire fence all around the city, which was more than 20 miles long. And nowadays we have a very nice path of remembrance and friendship. But those ones who don't want to walk along this path, they can join you in that escape room.
It's not so many steps there.
That's true. Also, we can see some old machines. So all these, let's say, tools bring you to that time. Yeah. So they are quite unique, I would say.
Yeah, we had quite some problems to get unique tools that are from this era.
Yes.
So it was a lot of visits of flea markets and
Ah, right.
searching.
Yeah. You
on the
visited
base.
flea markets in Ljubljana, which are very popular on Sunday mornings, or did you go somewhere else as well?
All of them. So it was more cities, also of course in Ljubljana, but also in other countries. Yes,
How much time you needed to collect all those objects?
I would say few months, something
All
like
right.
this.
Oh, that
yeah.
was not so bad.
Yeah.
I thought more a few years. How did you get to this idea? How the story started? How did your story start?
Actually, yeah, me and a friend were in Prague like 3 years ago. We saw some strange activity. We saw it actually on TripAdvisor. It has really good reviews. People were really satisfied with it. And we wanted to play, to check, because we did not understand completely what this is. We couldn't play because it was full. So we chose some other one, and then I started to research, to investigate, and it sounded like a really good idea. And also this didn't exist in Ljubljana at that moment, so we went into
So
action.
that means that the content of these two rooms is unique. That if you visited something like that in Prague, that doesn't mean that it's the same here. So it's different.
Yeah, at this time, we were like thinking, should we do all by ourselves, or we get some help that the room could be better, the puzzles, the riddles would be better, and we really want to make it quick. So we connect with people from Prague, and they help us a bit.
Of course.
So most of them is unique, but yeah.
Okay, great. And you've been now in Ljubljana for how many years?
Just a few days ago, we had like 3 years of
Okay,
opening.
that's quite new business then.
Yeah.
And you are open every day?
We're open every day from 10 in the morning to 10 in the evening. So
But
yeah.
you have to book ahead.
Of course, yeah, I have to
So
book
how
ahead.
much time do you think we need to have for your activity?
I would say an hour and a half, because when the team comes to the Mind Maze escape room, first in few minutes we tell them what to do and all. Then the team officially have like 60 minutes to escape.
No.
This can happen like 65 or 55. This depends on the team.
In our case was 90 minutes with your help.
I didn't want to say this out loud, so, but yeah. And at the end, we like talk about the game. We make some pictures. So I would say an hour and a half.
Okay, yeah, just to have fun all the time. yeah.
Yes.
So, dear visitors in Ljubljana, we hope that we gave you some ideas what to do in those rainy days. Definitely tonight, this salsa evening, as we said, at 6 o'clock in the highest building in the city center, Nebotičnik. Then later on at 8 o'clock, the concert in the library in Bežigrad, and maybe during the day, Mind Maze. Thank you very much, Marco, for a visit, and wish you all a very pleasant day.
Thank you so much for inviting.